Hi everyone, how are you guys doing today? Welcome to the Thai Life channel. My name is Min, and today I'm so excited to show you how to do black color acrylic application. And we're gonna end this set with some beautiful matte design with some gloss French and some rhinestone. So watch to the end so you guys can see the whole process. But the reason why I really want to show you guys how to do black color acrylic application is because anything that you guys deal with dark color is already hard. Even when you guys are polishing a black color, it gets a little bit messy if you make a mistake because you don't want to get around the cuticle. Well, same thing with the color acrylic. When you guys are dealing with black color acrylic, high chance that if you are not careful, you can get the whole finger smear black and all the black can drip all over the cuticles, and that does not look good on you as a nail tech. And the clients, they might not say anything, but they're gonna notice, and you don't want them to notice those little flaws. And when it comes to application, you guys got to understand the size of your brush and how much monomers you are picking up. The size of your brush is very important. Like the size that I am using on this brush right now is a size 14. I understand how much monomers that this size brush can actually pick up. If you guys are using a size 10, you guys got to understand that it won't pick up enough monomers. So just really understand the size of the brush is already important. But now when you guys are picking up the monomers, well, it all depends. If you guys are picking up a big bead of acrylic, you might want a little bit more monomers. If you guys are picking up a little tiny bead, and you guys just need to pick up a little bit of monomer. So it's kind of common sense just understanding how much monomers you're picking up and how much powder you need to pick up at that moment when you guys are applying on the nails. So if you guys are focusing on the black color acrylic, here's my biggest thing. Every time when I am doing black color acrylic, I noticed that the dark color acrylic tend to be a little bit more drippy, and it really absorbs the monomers really fast. If you guys are dealing with light color acrylic like white, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the monomer to absorb into the powder, so therefore it tends to dry a little bit faster. So when you guys are dealing with dark color, it will dry a little bit longer, so that will give you a little bit more time to move the acrylic around the nails. But at the same time, it can be very dangerous because if it's too drippy, more likely it can drip on the side of the cuticles, and you do not like that. So be very careful, understand the ratio, and understand how much powder you're picking up, and that's going to be a good start for you. Okay, and always make sure that whatever you do, don't worry about how many beads you're putting on the nail. As long as the surface is nice and smooth, you're creating a very nice apex. And if you guys don't know what an apex is, it's just the thickest part of the fingernails just to hold on to its strength, but do not make it too thick. You only make it thick based on the length of the nails. If the nails is short, it doesn't need a big apex. If the nail is extra long, you might need a bigger apex just to have more strength. So here we go. When I am doing the black color acrylic, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the bead, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see how well it's absorbing the monomer. I'm going to place the bead right in the middle of the nail, and the first thing I'm going to focus on is really pushing the acrylic around the cuticles. I always focus on that. I don't worry about the apex yet. And why I push it close to the cuticle, I'm going to go ahead and use my brush and kind of clean it side to side very gently, and continue to clean your brush on the paper. That's why it is so important that you guys have that piece of paper when you guys are doing application. When I am doing black color acrylic application, I have a tendency to really clean the brush so much on the piece of paper. The reason is every time you brush or you control the bead or the acrylic on the nails, more likely your brush gonna have black stain on it, and you do not want to dip your brush into the monomer with those acrylic stains on there. That's why cleaning your brush on the paper is so important. Okay, don't ever be afraid to really just continue to clean and take your time. There is no rushing when it comes to application. I always tell my student or my employees that I am teach them that take your time on the application. It is a satisfying process. The clients really enjoy it. Just try to prevent all the mess that you don't want to have. Okay, so same thing with this thumb. I'm going to go in, push it around the cuticle, and as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush, and I'm going to just pat it slowly. Feather pat it, guys. Don't brush it too hard. Don't pat it too hard, because you don't want to take all that acrylic off the nail. What you want to do is you want to slightly pat it so that it's just nice and smooth, and so that it's just clean around the cuticle. As you can see, I'm not trying to push it too hard so that I'm pushing the acrylic onto the skin. At this point right here, just trust the process. Just trust that the monomer is going to do its job. When you guys are pushing the acrylic close to the edge of the nails, don't push it all the way to where it touches the skin. Leave a little gap, and then once you go in with the monomer, you're just going to slightly pat it down. And when you pat it down, that monomer and the acrylic is going to shift its way close to the cuticle. But the whole purpose is just cleaning the side, working your edges, working the corners, and really now that I have the whole nail filled with the black, I'm going to go in with another bead to create my apex. And that is so important, guys. Throughout this process right here, 3 things that I focus on is cleaning around the edge, smooth surface, and really have a very nice apex. If you're able to accomplish those 3 things, your set is going to look very beautiful. The application is going to look really nice. And I don't like to make the acrylic very thick. I know some nail tech likes to make them thick, but you know what? I only make them thick based on the length of the nail. So once I finish applying the black color acrylic onto the nails, you can do this or you don't have to do it, but I usually like to do this when it comes to dark color acrylic. I'm gonna go in with a clear acrylic. The clear acrylic that I'm using is called Speed Clear by Young Nails. It's very clear, it's really good, and when it comes to buying a clear powder, you're gonna make sure that it is perfectly clear with no bubble in it. Sometimes they have so many knockoff brands, and the knockoff brands sometimes creates bubble, and you do not want to have bubble in your clear powder. So the Young Nail Clear Speed is really good. I enjoys it. The reason why I put the clear over the black is so that when I am going to start filing into the shape, flushing down the cuticle with my electric files, I don't want to take off the black color acrylic, guys. Imagine you work so hard to build the acrylic around the cuticle so perfect and round, and then once you start filing down the edges and you shave off a little bit of the black, that part of the cuticle is not going to be nice and round anymore, and that would just takes the beauty away from the nails. So by putting the clear powder over the black, when you guys are start filing with the electric files, more likely you guys are just going to file off the surface of the clear acrylic, but you guys still able to save the black color acrylic on the bottom. It is an extra step, but just know it is going to help you to create a beautiful set of nails. And yes, this is all about adding quality onto the nails, guys. It's not just about putting the application on, filing it off, and then call it a day. The clients are going to be looking at these sets for the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and every time they look at these beautiful nails that they have, they're going to be thinking about you. And if they think about you, high chance they will come back to you. And that is the goal, my friend. Every set that you do, you have to make sure they love you for what you do for them. They appreciate you, and they're going to come back to you. And that's how you become a successful nail tech. A successful nail tech always have clients coming back for them. If you are a nail tech and you're constantly just waiting for the walk-in, you're never going to make it. Is because what if there is no walk-in? What if you only have 2 walk-in for that day? That is why it's important that you guys have clients. So once I apply the clear powder over the black, I'm very satisfied. I am going to go ahead and go in with the file. Even though I am using a pre-shaped coffin tips, I still have to file. It's because once you apply the acrylic on, you never know. Sometimes the acrylic might have a little drippy on the edges of the cuticles. And when you do not file, sometimes if you go in with the electric file, you might end up cutting the client's cuticle off, and it can burn their skins. You don't want to do that. You want to make this process as satisfying, as soothing, and really have a good conversation. During this part right here, the client is already loving you for doing such an amazing acrylic application on their nails. So just have fun, talk with them, connect with them, get to know them at a personal level. Because when clients are getting the nails done, they're so relaxed. They love sharing about their life. And if you're a good nail tech, you got to be a good listener. Remember the story that they share with you. Remember everything that you guys talk about. Because when they come back, you guys can continue that same conversation. And that's when you know they're going to appreciate you they're gonna tip you. And even if during the holiday or your birthday, they're always gonna bring you a present. That's how connection you want to have with your clients. And if you agree with me what I just told you, give me a thumbs up, y'all. Leave it in the comment that you're enjoying what you're watching so far. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, because all I do is share with you my knowledge about the nail industry. And when I make a short videos, I want to make you guys laugh, crack up, but really enjoy the service industry and enjoy your clients. And when you guys are filing, make sure you guys are being gentle. Make sure you guys are holding the side cuticles down so that the file doesn't cut their side cuticles. No clients want to get burned, y'all. Just make sure you guys are gently holding it. Get that shape nice and sharp, okay? Don't have a curve on the shape. Make sure everything you do is straight. And once you are done with the hand filing, here comes the electricity file. The electric file is very important, guys. The first thing I focus on is really flushing down the cuticles. The way I flush down the cuticle is I'm going to start from one side, work all the way up to the middle, and finish it up on the other side. Once I flush down the cuticle, then I can start focusing on the surface, making sure the surface is smooth. But if you are doing a good application and your application is nice and smooth, you don't have to really use the electric file too much on the surface. Just flushing down the cuticle can work. But when you guys are flushing down the cuticle, make sure it's really nice and flush, but do not go in too deep where you burn their nails and you give them the ring of fire. If you don't know what the ring of fire is, have you guys ever looked at your nails, or whenever you take off your nails, you see like a dent in the nail with the round circle on it? That's called the ring of fire. That only happens if your nail tech or whoever's doing your nails, they went too hard on you with the electric file. They went too deep, but you were hurting, but you thought that was normal. It's not normal. It's not supposed to hurt. When it comes to getting your nails done, it's supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be satisfying, okay? So when you guys are flushing down the cuticle, there's a borderline between the real nail and the acrylic. Make sure you determine that. But flushing down the cuticle is so important. It's because that is how you prevent lifting. No clients wants to have a lift on their nails. Lifting is bad. The reason why lifting is bad is because when it lifts, it can catch on the hair when the clients run their fingers through the hair. It can be lifting more because they pressure it down too hard and it lifts. And once there's a lift, it's very dangerous if they wash their hand a lot, if they do a lot of dishes, because water can get under the lift and that can create moist. And when there's moist under a nail with the acrylic on top, high chance they might get a greenie. It's not a fungus, it's a greenie. A greenie will go away if you have the right nail technician to take off the lift, clean it, dry it out, and they can apply the new acrylic over it. And that greenie should able to grow out or go away. So after I am doing this part right here, it's looking really nice. I'm very satisfied, guys. As you guys can see, I'm just focusing on the cuticles. My surface is nice and smooth. Don't make your effort too much where you guys are cleaning it up so much on the cuticles where you guys are taking off the black acrylic. Be very careful with black color acrylic, y'all. When it comes to black color acrylic, if you file too hard, sometimes you can actually see the discolor changing. And you don't want to do that. But that's why you cover it up with the clear, but still be very careful. The speed that I am using is maximum speed. I love using a maximum speed on my drill is because the faster it is, the smoother it is. So after I do all of that, I buff her nail, she went and washed her hand. I'm going to start the design. And the design that this client wants is very interesting. On this finger right here, she wants like a diamond French with some rhinestone on it. But when it comes to doing design, you guys have to really think, what is the execution? What is the plan? Because this design she wants the surface to be matte, but she wants the French to be gloss. So the first thing, like I say, I'm going to go in with the diamond French. I color in the diamond French, and I got this little nice thin brush. What I'm going to do with this brush is that I'm just going to straight out the line, y'all. That's how simple it is, okay? I see so many different techniques doing Frenches, but I tell you what, the best way is just get your polish, color it in, and go in with the line brush and make that line nice and sharp. That's how you gotta do it. This set right here took me almost an hour and a half to 2 hours because the design took so long. But I was able to like show you on one hand, because whatever I did on this hand, I'm gonna do the same on the other hand. When it comes to design, I gotta take my time because that's the finishing touch. Once the clients ask for design, they can pretty much care less about how you did on the application, and all you care about is the design. So here we go. After I did that diamond French on the ring finger, I'm gonna go in with this matte top coat, and I'm gonna go ahead and matte the whole finger first because that's what she wanted. So you have to kind of come up with a plan, like what is your execution? Should you go in with the French or should you go in with matte? And I like to go in with the matte because since the matte is the main base, I can do the French gloss at the end and put a glossy top coat around the French. You know what I'm saying? So once I matte this up, and the matte top coat that I am using is a Gelexa top coat. I love using Gelexa top coat, and that's the only thing I use with this brand is their top coat, because their top coat is really glossy, is at a good thickness, it's not too drippy. Like DNDs can get very drippy, and when you guys are applying a top coat, make sure you guys are just taking enough of the coat and just really put it around the nail. I see people take advantage of the top coat and just go ahead and put a big old chunk of top coat on it and start dripping on the side of the corner, and you got to end up cleaning it up, and that's a lot of time you're wasting. When I am working, I'm not about wasting time. I'm all about being efficient. Being efficient is very important. So now I'm going to go in with the French because you can see the nails all matte now, right? So I'm going to go in the French, and I'm going to show you how to do a French very fast. You see how I'm just kind of polished around? When I'm doing this, it's called like a brainstorm French. I'm just going to like pretend like I'm going to set up my outline, right? After that, I'm going to go in with my thin brush again. This thin brush right here is amazing, y'all. It was a gift from one of my friends. I kind of just clean up the line a little bit, y'all. If you want to make the French really, really sharp, you can just add up some more line on top. But the best part is that you don't even have to color in the rest because it's already colored in. You see what I'm saying about working smart, not hard? And you see what I'm talking about being efficient? You see? That's what I'm talking about, y'all. I want y'all to learn this so that y'all can be like that nail tech, just be smart, efficient. And it's funny because when you are so efficient, the client's thinking like, oh my God, your job is so easy. No. It's not that it's easy. It's because we practice every single day to get it perfect. And that's why I'm here late at night showing you guys this, because I love this industry. I grew up this industry not knowing how to do this stuff. I had to learn it all on my own. I had to figure out what's the best way for me to do nails. And I am very excited that I'm able to share this with you today. I love what I do, and I only want you guys to do what's best for you and have a good career. So after I do the French, you see how easy I clean it up? I'm going to go in with the glossy top coat now, okay? This is where it's very important. When you guys are putting the gloss on the French, you got to put it perfectly. You don't want the gloss to smear over the matte, and that's the hardest part of this design, y'all. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to just like lay it slightly, pick up a little bit of the top coat and just kind of put it around it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the thumb. You see, I'm just putting it very lightly, gently. Don't want to do too much. You know what I mean? While I'm drawing the other hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my line brush again. And I'm going to just kind of dip it in with the top coat. And I'm going to just kind of clean around the edges, y'all. Watch. I'm going to show you guys that right about now. I'm going to just clean around the edges of the French with the glossy top coat. And that's where I tell y'all, this design is the hardest part, is to get that matte perfectly. And now I got to get that gloss perfectly. And I'm not even done yet, y'all. I'm not even done yet. Because we still got the rhinestone to put on. You know what I mean? But at this point right here, the client is loving it. And she's going to Las Vegas, y'all. So you know she about to stand out with these nails, because these nails is fire, y'all. Can y'all tell how the application looks like already? Look at that. Application smooth. Around the cuticle is nice and clean. The black is solid. The matte is smooth. And now you just got to clean up for the French with the gloss, y'all. You see that? This is why I am excited to show you guys this set right here. You get to learn how to do black color acrylic, and you get to see how we can transform a design from matte to gloss at the same time, y'all. You can tell in my voice I'm excited towards the end now, because this is fire. And I can't wait to see you guys busting out sets like this, you know what I mean? But it will take practice, you know what I mean? But look, there is no time limit for a certain type of set. Nail is an art. And you know I always talk about that. It's not a process where you learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and you kind of get it down. It doesn't work like that. It's an art. Art takes time. Depends on the fingers. Depends on the clients. Depends on your skills. That is why this set is so cool, right? And look at that, guys. You got the matte as a base, and look at the French, y'all. You see that? All right. So after we do this part right here, I'm going to cure it. Because everything you do in an art, you got to cure, because the gel polish gets smeared, it drips, it moves, it shifts, and you don't want that. So here I am. I'm about to finish up. I'm going to finish it up with the stone, y'all. This is a gel glue for the nail stone, y'all. And she only wanted on the edge of that diamond French and in the middle finger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drip the glue perfectly on the edge of the diamond French, y'all. Okay? I don't even have to put a top coat, because all the top coat is put on already. And if you guys are doing rhinestone application, remember, top coat it first, finish everything, and finish the rhinestone last. I know back in the days, y'all remember when they put rhinestone on and they put a top coat over the rhinestone? That only works for regular polish, y'all. But with gel, you don't want to put a top coat over the rhinestone with gel, because now the rhinestone just blend in with the shines and all that, and it doesn't look good because you can't see the stone itself. The main thing about putting stones on is that you want to be able to see each individual stone that is put on. The moment you put a top coat on it, all the stones just like glued together, and it just looked like a big blob of stone. And you don't want that. Some clients, they just want to see the stone individually. And the tools that I'm using to pick up the stone is called katana. So at the end, it has like a wax tip on it. It sticks the stone. But what I usually do is I also use the pointy part too. Once I lay the stone, it's not perfect right now. I'm just going to lay it out, you know what I mean? Just to get it onto the glue. And if you need some more glue, just add some more. So once I lay the stone on, you see how I use the other end of the katana? And I'm just going to shift it and make it straight, y'all. And that is how you also put on rhinestone. So you see what I'm saying about this tutorial? This tutorial is teaching you how to do black color acrylic, shape, electric file, and some badass design at the end, y'all. What can I say? That's because this is how it's done. I love it, y'all. And if you guys are really enjoying this video so far, and you loving the design that I'm doing, and you can't wait to do this on your clients, give me a thumbs up, y'all, for real. Like all this talking that I'm doing, I'm hella thirsty. I'm gonna take my breath. I almost like I don't even breathe when I'm talking. But I just want y'all to give me a thumbs up. Share this video to somebody that you know they're gonna like this video or find it helpful. And if you haven't to subscribe yet, just subscribe for me, y'all, so that I know you guys love what I do. And the more people subscribe, it means that more people will listen to my videos, more people will learn what I'm teaching, because at the end, this is the result that you guys gonna get after you guys learn from my video. Look at that, y'all. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessing day.